Good morning, everybody. So, when I was asked to deliver this opening address, I was wondering, what am I here to talk about diversity and inclusion to all the experts like you all? It's almost mission impossible because you are all experts in this field, and by no means I claim any expertise here. It's almost like I remember taking an interview of an HR person is the most difficult task because how can you interview somebody who almost knows all the tricks of the trade? So that's almost impossible. So I thought, let me take an easy way out. I thought more than anything else to set the context, I'll share some of the real life stories which probably could bring to life the most relevant topic we are talking today is diversity and inclusion, how important it is in business, how important it is in your personal life. And it's almost like looking at a rearview mirror saying that, wow, it took us 2022 to talk about this. It should have been done long time back. But I applaud the India Diversity Council, Ankit and your team to at least take this initiative to bring this conclave, one of the first of its kind, something so unique, something so relevant, and something so important to today's corporate life. So let me begin with a very interesting story which happened in our company, Firmenich, which is basically a Swiss fragrance and flavor company. This is almost 4 years back. We have a division in our company which basically smells and tastes products. It's called a sensory panel platform, where experts actually taste and smell the products, and that's what we do for a living. That's this business. And these are trained specialists. It almost takes 18 months to train a person to talk scientifically the taste of the food you eat or the smell which you smell or the aroma which you smell. Saying that, and it's very rare to find these kind of skills and then to nurture them. So one bright person, again in HR, got a candidate who was visually impaired. Like any of you all can guess, he was almost living on daily earnings. You know what I mean? It was pretty tough. And we got him, and that was a big risk. That was a big risk we were taking. We said, okay, let's try him out. Fast forward, all kinds of apprehensions saying that, oh my gosh, how can he come from a suburb to Andheri? How can he get into our ecosystem? How can he take the elevator? How can he sit? How can he operate a laptop? All kinds of things. A guy who has never used all these gadgets ever in his life, who's almost only seen railway stations in his life. So, took that plunge. Guess what? This person, who is completely visually impaired, learned the entire sensory skills within 6 months, which a normal human being takes 18 months. Not only that, he becomes a star performer of the team. We have got almost 25 to 26 trained sensory panelists. He becomes one of the top 5 percentile. And the ultimate day on my life, I'll never forget. There are a few things in your life you'll never forget, right? This is one of those days where 2 years back, just before the pandemic, I get a call from this gentleman who is also married, another visually impaired person who is also coincidentally working in a sensory panel, saying that, sir, I just wanted to tell you a great news. I said, yeah, what is that? He said, I bought an apartment in Thane. Can you believe? Look at the way you can touch life in such a beautiful way, but that's not the story. The story is that's what he got, or he and his wife gained. But look at what we got. Number one, a very efficiently trained professional, absolutely loyal. He's not a person who for 30%, 40% or double the salary will jump jobs to another company. Somebody who is genuinely has a heart of a gold, who would like to help everybody, who is completely independent. He just comes by himself. He requires no help whatsoever. He knows where is the cafeteria. He knows where is the washroom. He knows where is he operates even during the pandemic, he was probably, we have got now 4 visually impaired people in our sensory panel. But this was probably one of the best ROI initiatives we have ever undertaken. So what's the story I'm trying to say? It all begins with trust. This was a terrain which we never thought of. Now we are, by the way, rolling it out globally, this concept, because we have now data points that how quick, and you know that there is a science which proves that people who are visually impaired has other olfactive sensory capabilities which are much better than normal human beings. It's a proven fact. And it makes a lot of business sense. It's a great ROI. Why we should not do it? But again, there was that intuition gut or intuition trust that, this model is going to work. Quick, on a personal side, in fact, I was just seeing that you have got an amazing, in fact, I just got a call from him this morning that Satish, I am in the afternoon session. His name is Divyanshu, whom you are going to hear. One of the amazing speakers you'll ever hear in your life. And thanks to him, I ran my first marathon at the age of 55 with a visually impaired person, Ajay. He's probably the first chartered accountant who is completely visually impaired, and he's also from IIM Indore. And we were running with our rubber tag to each other, and I'm supposed to lead him. And what an insight I could get, because normally you don't have friend circle in this kind of, it almost changed our lives. I should say that these guys don't require empathy. They don't require your sympathy or your help. All they require is treat us like equals. I ended up fixing him a date with another girl, which didn't work out, but that's different. But that's the kind of aha moment or enlightenment you get when you talk about the lesser privilege in this world. So, where am I taking this to? The point, and I consciously decided that I'm not going to talk about what is diversity, what are the elements, how does it impact, because you know it better than anybody, so I'm not going to here and give you gyan on that. But then, as a CEO, as a person who is running the business, I'm going to talk from my heart that, guys, this is not a nice to do. This is not a tick mark. This is not a CSR where you have to spend 2% and you need to find some ways before March 31 to spend the money. No. This is something which actually makes business sense. And as a corporate CEO, I can tell you that in my agenda of my priorities, if there are top 3 priorities, D&I comes as in the top 3. Why? Not because it's nice to do. Yes, of course, in the optics lens, yeah, you may be looking like a good corporate citizen. But guys, that's not the fact. It's basically, it makes clear business sense. There are a lot of McKinsey studies and the BCG studies which says that 43% out of the companies which were surveyed said that their profitability has increased thanks to the diversity in their company. The team efficiency increased. The team morale increased. Your attrition decreases. I mean, these are, as a CEO, who would not like to have this? As an HR professional, wouldn't you like to have this chip on your shoulder saying that this is how you impacted your organization? Duh, it's simple common sense. Then what are we talking? Why are we canvassing, and why are we talking about something which is as fundamental as this? But as I was talking to Ankit in the morning, but that's a reality. Not everybody realizes it. He was talking with that there is something called what you are expected to do and what you are actually doing, and there's a gap. I just simply don't understand why that gap exists, because it makes absolute business sense. For example, I'm not here to tom-tom about my company, but I just wanted to tell, because that's the most authentic data I could share. Firmenich as a company, it's a 126-year-old, still privately held company out of Geneva. And our 50% of our global leadership are all women. 42% of our global workforce are all women. But we know that diversity is not just about women. It could be about age, race, gender, socioeconomic class. I mean, as Gallup defines it, it's a full spectrum of demographic human differences. That's what diversity is all about. And we need to be conscious that don't let this seep into the organization. The moment you try this complete surround effect, 360-degree effect, to ensure that it doesn't seep into your organization, your company blossoms, your company flourishes. Yes, at the end of the day, we are all working for economic benefits. We are all here to give return to our shareholders, return to our stakeholders, return to our employees. And I would say if there are 3 absolutely powerful weapons in your toolkit, this is one of them. It's a proven, companies who have used it to their advantage swear by it. And I, for that matter, with whatever little couple of cents of experience we have gone through, I can endorse and attest that it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that this delivers business and business returns. So the point I'm trying to make is, it's no longer a talk about whether it's a nice thing to do, whether it's something which you can put on your annual report, where you can put some pictures. No. That's okay. If that makes sense, that's fine. That's okay. But this is a superb tool in your toolkit, which you can leverage, which you can use to actually deliver on your business objectives. I think that's if there is one core message I wanted to give is that. And then at the end of the whole thing, you need to do this because genuinely you need to trust in this philosophy. Like 4 years back, did we trust that a completely visually impaired person can even become an employee of a multinational company? Honestly, no. We wouldn't have done that. Let me be candid in admitting it. But today, when you look back, it's probably one of our most valued, successful case studies in the history of Firmenich. But then you need to have that trust. Would that guy with whom I was running marathon at the shore of Arabian Sea, who is just holding his rubber band tag with me, he's almost giving his life. Wherever I run, he would run. If there is a pit, he would just fall down. But he has that unbelievable trust in a human being called Satish Rao, saying that, you know what, this guy is not going to make me dump to the pit. And my only objective that time is not my marathon race, it's his. So this world is all based on trust. You need to trust your intuition. You need to trust your values. You need to trust your objectives. You need to trust this initiative like this full on. It can't be a half-hearted approach. It can't be a tick box. It can't be a tick mark approach. You need to really get it from your heart, unleash the full power of it. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, it will give you 120% result. That's the message I really wanted to give. And one of the most final stuff what I would say is, yes, these are all good things to hear. These are all good things to talk about. These are good things. It's not really just a cocktail discussion topic. As we say that what gets measured gets done. So we at Firmenich have actually got this into we have got every cycle. So our latest cycle is Grow 1 to 5, which is basically it's a 2025 growth cycle. And we have put clear goals for 2025. And what are those goals? There are three legs to it. One is be diverse, be inclusive, and be a role model. That's a sort of a strategic goal. But in terms of measurement, what we have done is our 100% of all our employees across the world, which are 10,000 plus, would be trained on human rights. It's a given, and this will be measured every year. Second, 5% of our global workforce would be differently abled. 5% of our global workforce has to be differently abled. We have put this right on our website. And 100% of our line managers would be trained on mental health first aiders, as mental health first aiders. These are the training, and if this is not, this is the KPI of our HR person. I've got my head of HR here. This is a part of his KPI. So this is how we measure. This is how stringent we are. It's measured with the same rigor as we measure our top line and bottom line. Because, as I always keep saying, that it's not just about the what part of the business. It's about the how part of the business. And guess what, gentlemen? At the end of the day, when you go to a forum, I mean, today, look at these millennials. Look at the kind of, I'm sure you're all in HR. The kind of questions they ask is not about what was your net profit of last year. Am I right? That's not what they're asking. What is your revenue 3 years back? What is your CAGR? They are talking about what good are you doing to the mother nature? What is your sustainability goals? How do you recruit people? What kind of an empathy factor you're putting? I mean, unbelievable. When I sit in some of the interview panels like this, talking to this millennial, I'm blown. And I should admit, as a 20-year-old, I would not A, dare to ask a question like that to a CEO, and B, probably I would not have been also that smart to ask this. But this is today's generation. This is what makes it important. My teenage daughter would never touch any product which is not 100% biodegradable or sustainable. That's the citizens, and today India is a young country. You need to tailor your strategies and your tactics to this generation. They are your future citizens, they are your future employees, they are your future stakeholders, and if you don't fine-tune your strategies to to tailor-make to these expectation of your stakeholders, very soon one can be dinosaurs. So the point I'm relaying here is, guys, this is an amazing topic. I'm glad that in a forum like this, we are bringing it to life, and it's a proven tool, and obviously your presence in a forum like this itself shows that you are big ambassadors of this, you are big spokespersons of this, and I applaud you to be a part of this amazing movement. Please spread this word. Please ensure that this almost becomes contagious, and it literally gets leverage for the benefit of the mankind and community at large. With that, thank you so much. Appreciate this initiative and wish you all the best for such an amazing topic which you are discussing. Thank you so much.